Hello and welcome back to Man v Film. It's time for another top 10 movies to watch this August, and I have got some great films for you to check out this month. Why wait any longer? Let's just dive straight into them. Number 10, Deep Blue Sea. Believing she almost has the cure for Alzheimer's, Dr. Susan McAllister invites her rich benefactor to visit her in a research facility. The research is taking place in an isolated facility in the middle of the ocean, with the test subjects being mako sharks. What's supposed to be an easy visit turns into something more when the sharks flood the facility and begin to hunt down the team. And thanks to the team, the sharks are now smarter than they once were. I'm a kind of sucker for shark movies. I'll go into most of them, but very rarely do you find anything as good as Jaws. Deep Blue Sea is not as good as Jaws, but it's possibly my second favourite shark movie. Full of great moments, wonderful ideas, really well directed, and just a fun action movie with some really terrific surprises along the way. Number 9, a classic horror story. 5 carpoolers travel in a motorhome to reach a common destination. Night falls and they crash into a tree. When they come to their senses, they find themselves in the middle of nowhere, and the road they were travelling on has disappeared, and there is only dense, impenetrable forest and a wooden house in the middle of a clearing, which they discover is the home of a spine-chilling cult. This is a movie with so much promise. It's got great atmosphere and characters and true horror that is very, very disturbing at moments, but it just kind of falters in the final third. Still, if you're a horror fan, I think it's worthwhile giving it a shot to really experience that first half of a terrific horror movie. Number 8, Blood Red Sky. A woman with a mysterious illness is forced into action when a group of terrorists attempt to hijack a transatlantic overnight flight. As tensions rise, the safety of her son amongst a bloodthirsty group of terrorists is paramount. Another one with a really great premise, and I'm kind of not wanting to spoil it for you in this review. You get a hijacking, a tense situation aboard a plane. It somehow transpires into an almost Train to Busan type of movie with that kind of threat. There is something dangerous on this plane. There are people trying to survive, trying to get out the way. You see the worst and the best in humanity. It's a movie that, again, it doesn't quite nail what it's after, but it does get close to being a thrilling horror movie. A little bit different, a little bit fun, just not quite as good as I was hoping it would be. Number 7, Congo. A megalomaniacal CEO sends his son to the dangerous African Congo on a quest for a source of diamonds large enough and pure enough to function as a powerful laser communication transmitter. When contact is lost with his son and the team, his sometime daughter-in-law is sent after them, along with a team of CIA operatives. Based on the Michael Crichton novel, Congo is fine. It's kind of good. It's not the best movie ever, but I've got a real soft spot for it. I love the opening with Bruce Campbell. I love some of the sequences that come after it with the giant killer hippos or with the gorillas and things like that that are really kind of terrifying at the same time. It's pulpy genre stuff, but with a big enough budget to make it interesting enough to check out. Number 6, Mortal Kombat, an ancient tournament where the best of different realms fight each other. Outworld has so far collected 9 wins against the Earth realm. If they get the 10th, they have the right to invade Earth. So it's up to Lord Raiden and his fighters to stop them from reaching final victory. With an absolutely pulsating techno music score, this movie just comes to life. It has a really great adaptation of the video game. It's fun, colourful, unrealistic, but incredibly entertaining, and that music is just perfect. Number 5, The Lincoln Lawyer. Mick Haller is a defence lawyer who works out of his Lincoln when a wealthy realtor is accused of assaulting a prostitute. Haller is asked to defend him. The man claims that the woman is trying to get some money out of him, but as he investigates, he learns that the case may be linked to an older case of his. Matthew McConaughey is brilliant as Haler in this one, and it's just surprising that there was never sequels to this, because it's such an enjoyable character. It's such a great world it's created here. You get a wonderful performance from Ryan Phillippe, and I think it's just something that I've went back to multiple times and I just enjoy. It's an easy watch. Number 4, The Edge of 17. Everyone knows that growing up is hard, and life is no easier for high school junior Nadine, who is already at peak awkwardness when her all-star older brother Darren starts dating her best friend Krista. All at once, Nadine feels more alone than ever, until the unexpected friendship of a thoughtful boy gives her a glimmer of hope, and things might not just be so terrible after all. Hailee Steinfeld stars in this movie, and it's a terrific performance, a coming-of-age story of someone who just doesn't quite fit into the high school mould, who knows that her best years are ahead of her, but she has to struggle through this environment and these relationships to get to that better part. There's some wonderful moments in this, especially with Woody Harrelson, that they're just magic, and this is a movie that will, you can't help but feel a little bit of empathy towards the character and utterly marvel at her response at certain situations. I don't want to give too much away, but this is a terrific film. Number 3, The Losers. A tale of double-cross and revenge centred upon the members of an elite US Special Forces unit sent in to the Bolivian jungle on a search and destroy mission. The team find themselves the target of a lethal betrayal instigated from the inside by a powerful enemy known as Max. Presumed dead, the group make plans to get even and get their revenge. Great cast, great action, a movie that should have had sequels again. It's not perfect, but it's got some wonderful roles. Chris Evans is terrifically hilarious in this one. It's got some great action set pieces. It's one of those movies that seems to have been forgotten, yet it's wonderfully entertaining. Number 2, Midnight Run. Jack Walsh is a tough bounty hunter, has to deliver Jonathan the Duke Mardukas, who embezzled 15 million from the mob, but the FBI is after the Duke to testify against the mob. The mob is after him for revenge, and Walsh is just after him to just shut him up. Will they survive each other and all the other pursuers to a happy ending? Robert De Niro, Charles Grodin, perfect partnership, hilarious, full of great action, great dialogue and situations, and is one of those movies that whenever I catch it, I have to watch it. It's one of those just smile-inducing, effortless adventure, cross-country, mismatched pairings type of movie that you can't help but marvel at. I wish there was real sequels rather than the made-for-TV things we got later on. Great pairing of De Niro and Grodin, absolutely wonderful. Number 1, The Fear Street Trilogy. After a series of brutal slayings, a teen and her friends take on an evil force that's plagued their notorious town for centuries. Haunted by the witch Sarah Fear, our heroes need to solve the mystery of the town and put to rest the curse of Sarah Fear. Yes, I'm cheating. 3 films are my number 1 for this month because they're all basically one big gigantic movie. You can't really watch them as separate parts. 1994, 1978 and 1666 are terrific movies that have been created by someone who deeply loves horror movies, getting all these different tropes, reinventing certain things, homaging horror movies. If you're a fan of horror, this has got everything you could possibly want, and I can't wait to go back and rewatch this trilogy of amazing movies. So there we have it, 10 fantastic movies for you to check this August. I hope you find something there that you really enjoy, something that really sparks some interest in you. Have I missed a movie off this list? Let me know in the comment box below, and I'll see you next time on Man v Film.